Oh my god, this is crazy.
Will that trade take me back to the lighthouse?
I don't think so.
You told me it was the only way.
That was before.
Okay, you need to stop talking in riddles.
You're getting so close now.
What we are looking at right here is even more evidence of something that we have known from the very beginning of this story. And that is that the boy in white has clearly been manipulating Tabitha in order to achieve a very specific goal. First of all, the boy was already at the lighthouse before Tabitha arrived, which we know for a fact because he changed his voice to sound like the Ankui children so that he could lure her to the top of the lighthouse. And do you know what that means? It means that he already knew with 100% certainty where Tabitha would be sent after going into the bottle tree, which is the same exact bottle tree that we see in this episode. And it makes perfect sense how he was able to know that, because he is the one who controls the faraway trees. So basically it means that he's obviously lying when he says that he doesn't know whether or not the bottle tree would send Tabitha to the lighthouse or not. And the reason why he doesn't want her going into the bottle tree right now is very simple. It's not a part of the chapter of the story that the people of the town are in right now. Basically what I'm saying is that the lighthouse has already served its purpose, something proven beyond a shadow of a doubt in the scene that I'm about to show you.
We're in the diner right now with trying to figure out what it means that my mom got out.
What do you think it means?
Honestly, I don't think it means anything. Best would make us suffer is to give us hope. Maybe that's why I let her out.
It's not your fear that feeds the forest boy. It's hope.
Something that people struggle to understand for some reason, despite all of the signs showing that it is conclusively the case, is that the point of sending Tabitha to the lighthouse and pushing her into Camden, Maine, was never about showing her the way out, or showing her the paintings, or even showing her the bottle tree so that she could remember her past lives as a reincarnation. The entire reason was simply to give the people of the town hope that they could somehow, someday, some way be able to make it home. Every single step that Tabitha took and every single discovery that she made in what is supposedly Camden, Maine was exactly what the boy in white wanted her to do. Basically, there's not a single piece of information that she learned in her trip to the supposed real world that is a threat to the entity in control of the monsters. And this is something we know for a fact, because the monsters already knew that Tabitha was coming back to the town and they set up a trap for the ambulance even before she arrived. But yet, pay attention here, they still chose to prioritize breaking Boyd by making him trade Randall over silencing Tabitha or Victor's dad. And do you know what that means? It means that everything that she saw in those paintings is completely meaningless in finding a way to defeat this place or the entity in control of the monsters. Which makes sense, because Victor's dad and the boy in white are clearly just one and the same. But this episode also gave us even more evidence that the crows have always been working with the monsters.
Julie, stop. Do you think it's true? Do you think it's our fault? All of the bad things that have happened since we got here?
No, honey, of course not. Why did it feel like those crows were celebrating?
Now, what we see here in this conversation between Julie and Tabitha is very revealing for us as the viewers to the extent of the manipulation being experienced by the people of this town. And this conversation here is part of perhaps what is one of the longest running plot threads in this entire show, because it needs to be addressed that there isn't anything particularly unique about the Matthews family coming into the town. There's nothing that they specifically have done to this place that is really that noteworthy, because I think people keep forgetting this, but every single person who comes into this town ends up getting killed by the entity in control of the monsters. One way or another, everyone ends up in a body bag. So there's nothing that the Matthews or anybody else we have ever seen have done in this town to be specifically demonized by the townspeople as causing some sort of reaction from this place. Like, if your name is not Victor, then you would be a fool not to do everything in your power to try to get out. Victor is the only person that the entity doesn't want to kill. And obviously that's because he's using him for his own evil goals. But what I really want you to focus on the most here, in what Julie says, is that it's even more proof of what we've always known. That the crows have always been trying to destroy the people of this town. Which means that they are agents of the evil forces of the town, a claim that is heavily supported by the next scene that I'm about to show you.
Dad, how come those crows were doing that?
So when they gather like that, it means you're looking for a victim. And if you see them doing it, then you're the one they murdered.
The reason why that crow popped up when Victor saw the jacket of the man in yellow is because it was laughing at him. That's also the reason why they were there at the funeral of Jim Matthews and the priest. They were celebrating and laughing at the people of the town because they know with 100% certainty that the fools living in Fromville have already lost the game. The boy in white is stronger now than he has ever been, and the reason why is simple. There's more hope in this town than there has been in a very long time, which means that the boy in white is very happily fed. But this is barely even scratching the surface of the insane levels of manipulation happening in this town, which is why what I'm about to show you matters so much.
I need to find the Lake of Tears. It's a lake with magical powers. I thought I made it up, but my dad told me it's here. It can make people better when they're hurt. Once I find it, maybe he'll come back.
This scene right here is easily one of the most important scenes in the entire show, and it gives us massive clues about how badly we are really being played by the boy in white. What I want you to notice here is Ethan's motivation for wanting to find the Lake of Tears is that he has been led to believe that he will be able to bring his father back to life once he gets there. He's not going there because he's looking for a way home or because that's where the souls of the people who died in Fromville have been trapped in. No. He's been led to believe that he will be able to revive Jim Matthews once he gets there. That's his motivation for wanting to find the Lake of Tears. That's not gonna happen because this being appearing as a ghost that told him about the Lake of Tears is not Jim Matthews. It's the boy in white. His entire thing is that he feeds off of the hope of the people of the town, which is why I want you to pay attention to what I'm about to show you very closely.
Ethan, you promised if I brought you here, you would tell me.
It's not what I'm looking for.
How do you know that?
I just do.
How long have you been here?
Just had my 1-year anniversary.
Is there water nearby? Like a pond or a lake?
Now, what we see here is crucial for us to start to understand just how badly we are being played by the entity in control of the monsters. Because I really want you to notice how, just like we see with Ethan, Elgin has also clearly seen the Lake of Tears in his dreams. And do you know what that means? It means that it wasn't created from Ethan's mind. The lake already exists in Fromland, and it was implanted into both of their brains. Obviously, by the boy in white, because it's literally already been canonically proven that he has been messing with Elgin's mind. But what you really need to remember here is that Victor literally has drawings of a spider coming down from the ceiling in the Lake of Tears. But yet, in this episode, Victor doesn't even know what the Lake of Tears is. So this tells us what we already knew, that his memories have been wiped, erased, and replaced by the boy in white, probably even multiple times. Like even in this very same episode, did you notice how Victor's dad didn't even say a single word while Tabitha was talking to the boy in white? He never asks her, who are you talking to? Or is this the boy from Victor's mom's paintings? Victor's dad doesn't say anything. He was just standing there, almost as if he was projecting that image into Tabitha's brain. Like immediately after the conversation between Tabitha and the boy in white, Victor's dad is the one who tells Tabitha where Jade, Ethan, and Victor are. And this is the same place that just happens to have the mushrooms that Jade is planning to use to induce something similar to the acid trip that Victor's dad himself claimed that Victor's mom had that gave her the knowledge about Fromville in the first place. So obviously the entire thing was planned by him, the entity in control of the monsters, the boy in white. Like, do you think it's a coincidence that at the very same time Ethan starts talking to Jade and Victor about the Lake of Tears, the boy in white just happens to appear to Tabitha, telling her that she's close to finding answers? Obviously they're setting up a plot line where Ethan is going to tell her about the Lake of Tears, and Tabitha is probably gonna think that's where the Ankui children have been locked up this entire time. It's obviously just a ploy by the boy in white to get the townspeople to free him from his prison. Well, it's either that or he's just sending them on a wild goose chase and the lake doesn't even exist at all. It doesn't really matter to him because as long as the people are trapped in this infinite cycle of crippling misery with occasional doses of enlightening hope, the entity is going to be fed and happy. But there's something else that we need to talk about, which is that Acosta consistently behaves in a very disturbing manner. So watch this video right here to see my reasoning on why Acosta regularly behaves in a way very similar to people who have a very specific personality disorder that we are all very well aware of.